Thank you everyone for joining today for our launch session with Don and Jennifer. Don with Cross Country Mortgage and Jennifer is with Ohio Real Title. Okay, if you guys want to tell a little bit about yourself before we get into the good stuff. All
I'll drop the honors to Jen.
right.
All right, I had to unmute myself, like first and foremost. Well, hey, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jennifer O'Malley. I am with Ohio Real Title. I have been with ORT for a little bit over 10 years now, which is super exciting. That's kind of my background there. I live in Lorain County, so I am your West Side go-to person. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me with an email or a text message should you have a question. Turn it over to you, Don.
Yeah, thanks for having us in today. I appreciate it. Kyle. Everything's, since we're going back time-wise here, I joined Cross Country Mortgage back in 2016 when they relocated me out to Las Vegas. I was out there for a couple of years and then came back to Cleveland, but I'm actually in Las Vegas at the moment. But I'll be back Wednesday, still working. And
How's the weather out there?
yesterday was 70. Today's probably going to be in the mid 60s and blue skies and sun. So a little bit different than Cleveland right now. But the
Yeah.
nights are chilly. But the clear skies out here, it's in the 30s and 40s at night, which is cold in the desert. But
Oh,
that's okay.
wow.
Nothing a little wrap won't take care of.
Right.
But I cover the West Side office for Sean Hadley, who covers the East Side office, Pepper Pike. You see Chris Bullock's name there. Chris covers our Solon Keller Williams office. So myself and Sean's the original in this office going back to when Keller Williams first opened. So he's your original one and only LO. I had came on board a few years after Sean, a couple of years after Sean, and opened up the Strongsville office. Then I opened up the Westlake office. And when I came back from Vegas, I joined the Rocky River West office, now Lakewood. So we have all been a part of Keller Williams for pretty much inception. So we know how you guys work, and hopefully you know about how we work by now.
Awesome. Thank you. Perfect. So I don't know, Jen, if you want to start explaining kind of your role in the transaction process or whatever you would like to share with us today.
Sure. So also, if anyone has a question as things are moving forward, please feel free to put something in the chat. I'm happy to answer that. If I can't see the chat, please share that with us. But I don't want to delve too deep into the title process because I think it's super interesting, and honestly, I could talk about it all day, which isn't all that interesting to your average person. But I usually try to keep it simple. So Ohio Real Title is the title partner for KWGM. And when we say title and escrow partner, that's typically two pieces. Title being research and history is what I typically refer that to. So that's our title examination. That's looking for mortgages and liens. The other piece is escrow, which is handling money. And that is we're going to take in the money and we're going to send out the money. Whether that's to a lender for a payoff, a seller's proceeds, those are the two things we're handling. Also, be aware that we are what's called a disinterested third party. Whereas you as an agent, you are working primarily for the buyer or the seller in their best interest. What we're doing is following written instructions set forth in the contract and its addendums. We're also following what the lender's title order shows. A good example of that is, number one, we can never take a verbal, because every so often we'll get a telephone call that says, oh, we're just going to change the sales price to $100,000. Cool. No. You can change it, but we need an addendum signed by all parties, by the buyer and the seller saying, hey, we agreed to this and everybody's cool. Because again, we're a disinterested third party, not working specifically for one side or the other.
We need that addendum as well, Jen, right?
Yes. Yes.
There's times you guys have gotten addendum and we're at closing like, hey, the numbers aren't right. And it's because, well, we didn't get the addendum.
Right, so agents, please make sure you are sharing that addendum with not only title, but buyer's lender as well.
Right.
One thing I also, that does come up quite frequently is earnest money deposit. The title and escrow company may hold the earnest deposit from the buyer. And, we're happy to, at your request, share the ACH deposit link that we have through ohiorealtitle.com. So it's a free online ACH deposit tool that can be reached through our website. A buyer can deposit up to $10,000 per state of Ohio good funds law. I do like to note, this is a great, super efficient tool. But what is imperative to understand is an ACH deposit clears the same way as a paper check, a personal check. So it takes about a week and a half for that to clear our account. That is not the method in which a buyer should be sending closing funds. A buyer does need to use a federal wire transfer for their closing funds. And should you have any questions regarding, those things, please reach out to myself, Dave, Rick, or Janelle. But also, you as the agent, it is your responsibility to make sure that your buyer deposits those funds with the title company. So we may hold them, but you need to confirm that we have received them. You are the individual that's going to need to hound your buyer on a daily basis to say, hey, Mr. Buyer, did you submit that earnest deposit yet? We are not going to hound them on a daily basis. Okay, and same goes for you. We're not going to hound you every day and say your buyer didn't send funds. You're always welcome to reach out to us to confirm receipt of that, though. So that is just kind of a brief synopsis of what title is, what we do, a common pitfall that I see regarding earnest money. But again, I could talk for hours on the topic. So if you would like to do a one-on-one, I am happy to do that. I swear I will keep it under 8 hours.
Just to reiterate what Jen had said here, pretty much any document you're sending to the title company, you really need to copy your lender on as well, including the earnest money, because the lender has to document that earnest money as well. So if you're sending it to them, please send it to us. Not the money itself, but documentation of the earnest money.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Yeah, and I just wanted to touch on that. When a new agent has an offer, or a lot of these are new agents on here. So when they have an offer, they're under contract, they got buyer's signatures, seller signatures. For you, Jen, they'll submit it to orders@ohiorealtitle.com. They'll email over the offer.
I'm sorry, I had muted myself.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it can be submitted to orders@ohiorealtitle.com. I do ask, please submit to me directly. If you want to send to orders, please copy me. I do
Cool.
track
Good to
those
know.
and make sure that they are open promptly. Because, unfortunately humans are humans, or maybe there's a typo in orders, because I've seen that where they just missed one letter. So please, I ask, copy me so I can do the QC and make sure that your new contract is open in a timely manner.
Perfect. And then Don, same thing on that email when they send it to orders@Ohio Real Title, CC you as well, or kind of send you a separate email?
You could send me a separate email, but normally what will happen is if you're sending a document like that to title, we eventually should get it. We usually do get it. The beauty of working with CrossCountry and Ohio Real Title both is we know how they work. They know how we work. We work closely together. They're familiar with my escrow officers and my processors, just as we're familiar with their escrow officers. So the transaction will flow very well with the two of us on it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I just want to make note of that because I know a lot of the times they're like, I have an offer, we're using Ohio Real Title, what do we do now? And so I just want to make it clear that they know where to submit that offer and just like Jen, you're going over where to submit that earnest money right on your homepage. So perfect. And it's for the buyers or for the agents to guide your buyers to submit that earnest money. The title and escrow officers and lenders don't tell your buyers where to do that. So definitely make that clear. Okay, I'm sorry.
And
Go
I
ahead,
don't,
Don. Oh, sorry.
and from the title perspective, we don't immediately send out the ACH deposit information because unfortunately, it's one of those, like, there's two sides to every coin. If we were to automatically send out that information, we, will get a response sometimes that is, my buyer was not to deposit those funds until after the inspection was completed. But you sending the instructions made them think they needed to do it now when they weren't supposed to do it. And then there's situations where, oh, well, we wanted it immediately. Let me know. That's why typically I'll say, hey, reach out to me. I am happy to share that contact email with the options with a buyer. It's no problem.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So, and Don, on to you. The advice
Yeah.
for agents in the
Yeah, so I
transaction.
do sit in the Lakewood office. I'm actually right next to Wesley Croft's office if you're a part of his coaching. So when you're in, stop in and say hi to me. I'm there pretty much every day. It might be a day or two, I might not be, but most of the week I'm there every day. Simplest way to get a hold of me is my cell phone, 216-347-3900. And I saw Kel put up a pre-approval line for me. The simplest way to get to my website is ccmcle.com. And from that
Cool.
website, you can start pre-approvals. Just hit the apply now tab. It'll take you right to the page to start the pre-approval. And once the pre-approval started, I get notified of it. Once it's completed, I'll be back in touch within 24 hours with a response, whether it's I need additional information or I had enough information to complete the pre-approval. And they can do that 7 days a week.
Oh no, of
24
course
hours a day. What's that, Cal? The website was CCMCLE.
Oh no.
But one of my taglines I've used forever since I've been in this business, this is actually my 35th year as the loan officer. If you're working, I'm working, which means don't ever apologize for calling me, whether it's in the morning, noon, or night, after hours, Saturday, Sunday. If you need an answer or you have a question, needs an answer, call me. I'll pick up the phone. Hi, Jen. I'll pick up the phone for you. But the simplest way to refer me is just to either send a text or an email. You can copy your customer on that text or email. And once I get that, as long as I'm not in the middle of something, I'll reach out to them pretty much right away to get pre-approved. And just so you guys know, pre-approvals go as well as the borrower that's working on a pre-approval with me. In other words, if I can get the documentation I'm requesting from a borrower, pay stubs, W-2s, and bank statements, the deal's going to go very, very well. I'm going to get you some answers pretty quickly. But if the customer fights me on that documentation or doesn't supply it to me timely, I can't issue a pre-approval. Now, I will still run the pre-approval. I just will not send a letter until I have that documentation, because I will not issue a pre-approval if I haven't verified their income, if I haven't verified their assets, and I haven't verified their credit. So just know that. And if we write a pre-approval, I'm pretty much tell you 99.9% of the times it's going to happen. Every now and then a loan will get denied for something out of our control. That's after the fact. Sometimes we can't control that, but something comes up even after you've issued a pre-approval that we weren't aware of, and the loan just doesn't happen. It's a rare occasion, but it does happen. But just know, if you're working with myself or Sean Hanley on the east side, you've got two professionals who've been doing this business for a long time. And biggest thing is I feel that we provide a lot of answers and a lot of solutions to those answers. And it's only a problem if there's no solution. That's another line I kind of use. So we're here to help you. We're here to assist you. We're here to partner with you. Don't look at your lender or title company as the enemy. We want to get to the finish line just as much as you do. So lean on us for whatever you need, whatever question you may have. Whether you're working with me as the lender or not, and you have some questions about that deal going in, that's in process, you're welcome to call me. It's just because I'm not doing a loan doesn't mean I'm not willing to help you. So if you have questions with another lender, please feel free to reach out. If you're not sure about a pre-approval letter, reach out and ask me about it. I'll help you with it. But use us, lean on us. That's what we're there for. That's why we have the partnership with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'll open the floor. Does anybody have any questions? We have Jennifer and Don with all the knowledge when it comes to the title and loan process. So I know.
We also have something too called Total Expert that if you would send me your email address, I can sign you up for Total Expert, and it allows you to go right into the system once you've completed your profile. It's no cost, no obligation. You could pull flyers with your image on there, Keller Williams, as well as my image on there. And that's something I could walk you through as well. Just shoot me an email address. I'll get you signed up.
Awesome. Sounds good. If anybody wants to put their email address in the chat or send one to Don directly, you can.
I was also going to mention too, and I can put these things in the chat before listing appointments. I always encourage an agent to obtain a tax and legal report. We can turn those around Monday through Friday during business hours, typically same day. Also for title estimated closing costs for buyers and sellers, we have title capture. If you wanted to prepare that yourself, but also I know I am happy to assist you in preparing that. So I'm happy to copy this information into our chat.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Cool. All right. Well, oh, perfect. Okay, I'll put the slide back up again, but I'll see, is there any questions? Anyone wants to have any questions regarding a certain deal or how to get your client pre-approved? No? Okay.
It was easy.
Right. Well, thank you so much again, guys, for sharing your knowledge and giving us the scope on how the transaction process works. I'll gonna share everybody's info in the chat. I'm just looking up there. So I'll just send a list of everybody that was here today, and then yeah, the Total Expert thing sounds great. And then I'll also share what Jen put in the chat in that email as well.
Excellent news.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks
Thanks for
again.
the invite, Kel.
Thanks
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
All
I hope we
right.
have the opportunity to work together soon. Bye.
Yeah.
Yes. Sounds good. All right. See you guys later. Bye.